All right, everyone, welcome to another Link to the Past randomizer tournament race. We have today Kaede Rukawa versus Linlinlin in a brand new matchup that we haven't seen before. I'm Esmar, and I'm joined in the booth by Koi. Koi, how are you doing today?
I'm doing all right, although I have a small concern. The restream bot's not streaming.
Yeah, I also have noticed that. So
I mean, we could just watch the actual stream, but we'll be like a little
yeah, we
delayed.
could, yeah.
Maybe somebody who can fix that is paying attention.
But in the meantime, I guess we'll tell a little bit about the mode that we're running today. This is Tournament Hard, which is pretty similar to the hard preset, but there are a couple of key differences. One of the main ones being that our bows are not progressive. So the silvers and the bows are distributed separately.
That's because it's harder.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, other things, we only get one shield.
I hate this mode because they made it non-progressive bows, because whether or not bows are progressive has nothing to do with difficulty. They just added it on, so it's like hard item pool and non-progressive bows. They're separate.
Yeah.
It doesn't have like a huge impact on playing for the runners though. Like it's mostly just keep checking things, and you're just less likely to find a bow. I guess checking bow lock things has no value if you're looking for like bow go mode. But that's pretty much it, and that doesn't even happen that often. Well, it looks like we are off. We still don't have a thing to watch, but we can watch the stream, and I can see that Lynn got the flute in Sanctuary. Very nice find. I'm sure Kaede will remember to open that chest. Probably. I hope.
Yeah, I'm gonna be pulling the stream up myself. I'm not used to it not working, so I usually don't even have Twitch open.
I didn't even know who to ping about this. I guess we could bug Drossi. I'm gonna add him.
Truly unprecedented situation here.
Oh, Lynn getting a bomb from the Buzz Blob. Very friendly. And even more bombs. Nope, never mind. You get one. That's all you get, Lynn. Sorry.
Alright, there we go. It looks like our stream is back online, so now we will be actually saying things at the right time.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, cool. I mean, we're only like 5 seconds behind. It's okay.
So yeah, it looks like Kaede has picked up the gloves heading to Back of Escape, which I imagine is the first time we've seen it.
Yeah, I believe so. I don't know where the glove was.
And we got the hammer on the mushroom spot. So we have glove and hammer already at less than 2 minutes in, which is unusual, to say the least.
Yeah, it doesn't happen too often. Getting Darkhold access in Kakariko, it's like I abhor it when that happens. You know, it's because it's always like, oh man, like I guess I should go to the Darkhold here, but I really don't want to.
Yeah, it really
because I
throws
haven't even
a
been
wrench.
to. You want to go to South Shore at the very least, right?
Yeah, it throws a wrench in everything. Like you can put off South Shore depending on like what else you pick up, because especially with hammer, you can pretty easily do all of Thieves Town right away. So yeah, it's a little earlier than runners are usually used to.
3 hearts, swordless Thieves Town.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I mean, you can do it. It's one of the dungeons where it's a little more friendly.
I'm not worried about our runners. Are definitely capable of doing something like that, but I seriously doubt they're gonna bum rush it if the opportunity arises.
It's nice to not have to, like you usually do.
The music pack. I'm not sure whose audio is which.
Yeah, Lynn is using Cold Steel, and Kaede is using the Fire Emblem Awakening MSU.
I don't know why people don't like Link to the Past music.
Yeah, I played around with MSUs a couple times, and I'm like, I'm sick of setting this up every single time. I'll just use the regular audio. But yeah, we do get our bottle there.
Did Kaede not check the bush crab? I guess
possibly not.
Because he got the second bomb was from the rock, and I think the first bomb was from an enemy. 2 bombs is plenty, though. We'll be alright.
Yeah, a little low if we don't see any more showing up.
And now we activate the Fluty Flute. This is so boring when they do the same things. Somebody go to Eastern.
Just somebody throw a complete curveball.
Make it happen, Captain.
But yeah, I imagine we're going to see both of these runners in pretty much lockstep through South Shore. Somebody might throw in the, the odd start at Mini Moldorm and then go over to Desert. You sometimes see people do that. Especially when you can flute back to 8 to get to Ice Rod Cave. So that could be an option.
You go Dam, Mini Moldorm, and then flute to Agina?
Or no, Mini Moldorm, Dam, Desert. Though with the flute, I suppose you'd flute.
Yeah, no, you'd always do Dam first with the flute.
Yeah.
The flute kind of splits South Shore into 3 sections instead of just 2.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's faster to flute to Ice Rod Cave even instead of walking from Mini Moldorm. And it's faster to flute over to flute spot 7 instead of walking from the dam to get to Agina. So you can do all 3 separately from each other.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen we see a sword up there in the library that's locked behind a boot. But yeah, it's been a while since I've seen an early flute like this, so there are going to be some choices that you can make, little tiny optimizations in the early game here.
Ice Rod Cave is still a long walk. Yeah, but it's faster to flute there than to do anything else. So like, unless you're just going to never do Ice Rod Cave, you're happy to have the flute.
Yeah, having the flute makes returning to Ice Rod Cave a lot easier. So it's a bit easier to route in later on if you decide to skip it early on. It's not as hard of a commitment.
Oh yeah, Kaede has the powder. We might be able to see that before we leave Kakariko.
Yeah, where did that powder show up?
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah,
Back of Escape.
Some
probably?
crucial things at the beginning.
Which one of them did Back of Escape? I can't remember. I think it was.
Yeah, that was Kaede.
It was Kaede. Yeah, so that's probably what it was. Yeah, we are getting the magic bat check here. Oh, it was the uncle. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, usually if you miss, I missed the first minute. Usually I don't miss that much, but this has been a pretty front-loaded seed in terms of slightly important items.
Just 20 rupees. Nice bomb strats from Lin to get through Mini Moldorm Cave quickly. And we're rewarded with a sword.
Yeah, it'll be interesting if we get late in the game and we still haven't seen the boots show up, because we do know that there is that one sword sitting behind the boots up on the library, and this is capped at tempered sword, though all 4 swords are placed. So depending on the placement of those swords, we may end up with using the master sword for quite some time.
Yeah, definitely. I'm surprised Lin's going front of escape here.
Yeah, with the sword, it's not too terrible because you can do it pretty reliably with the sword now. And having not done Uncle at the beginning,
you're the hammer anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it does look like he's doing the whole shebang here.
Oh yeah, you do Uncle later like this. You always pair it with front of escape. He did just get the glove out of Link's house.
Yes.
So we will not be death warping at the very least.
Yeah, and we didn't get a key in back of escape, did we? So Lin could
No, I don't think
technically
so.
take this all the way through, do dark escape.
Yeah, that was he has the glove though, so he
Yeah,
won't.
I suppose that would be faster, wouldn't it? Yeah, especially if the small key is doesn't show up in the front here. If it does, then there might be a reason just to get dark cross checked. So you could do that backwards.
Well, if we didn't get a key in the back and it's on the map chest, that means it's just in dark cross.
Right, right. If we don't get a key in the front, but Lin won't know that. But at that point, it'll be a lot easier.
Right. What I'm saying is like
back,
because Lin doesn't have the small key, there's a chance that it is in dark cross. So you'd always like check dark cross last. So since he has the glove, he'll just do the back next, and then if he doesn't get a key there, or if he does get a key there, then he would just check dark cross at that time. None of this matters, by the way. Like, the shovel matters a lot more.
Yeah, it is always kind of nice to have the shovel in hand before you get to the stumpy area. Just, you know, in case you have the mirror while you're checking Dark World, you never know. Very rarely it seems do I have the opportunity to actually check the shovel check along with Stumpy while doing that section, but
just cross your fingers for a mirror. So probably back of escape next for Len.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Yeah, it looks like that. Kade's gonna go up and check Spec Rock Cave. This is in logic with our flute, although we can't really do much of anything else here. You could jump in the Dark World portal and see where the crystals are if you care. Usually not much of a rush to do that though. Nope,
Yeah, it
fine.
usually matters very little. Usually the items determine your Dark World routing a lot more than the actual dungeons you need to do.
There was a key in the back, so Lin will be going through this dark room to check Dark Cross. Ooh, Mitts on Desert Ledge. Can't get there. Maybe later.
Yeah, we'll need either the book or the mitts.
No, the mitts are on the
And mirror,
ledge.
mitts and mirror. Yeah, but yeah, boot, mitts, and mirrors. Yeah, so book required. Yeah. Man, I'm having a slow day today, aren't I?
It happens to everyone.
Yeah, so the mirror won't allow us to get there because you'd need the mitts to go into the Dark World. So.
Kaede returning to front of escape here. So Lin gains a little bit of efficiency getting to do the uncle in front of escape simultaneously. But not as much as you might think, because Kade's route also meant that he didn't have to walk out of the uncle drop.
Yeah, and Lin
So a
chasing
little of that
this
time is
shovel
cut off.
here.
Yeah, no, makes sense. Early game fetch quests are like so much more likely to lead to progression than late game fetch quests. And what are our remaining options, right? We haven't
Yeah,
seen
it's just
Ice Rock
Eastern area,
Cave.
pretty much. And Lin
and
hasn't gone up the
Eastern
mountain
area.
yet, has he?
No, I don't believe so. Oh, there's
there
the
it is,
mirror.
there's the mirror.
And that opens the whole mountain. We can now mirror up to the
Yeah,
top and
that's
then hammer
really
over the
good
right
for
side.
Lin.
Yeah, pretty unfortunate for Kaede. Gonna have to make this extra trip up there now.
Yeah, I mean, the mountain climb isn't as long because you can just flute up there, but I'm still not sure I would have gone up there for just the 2 checks. I mean, you could have pulled mirror or hookshot out
I'm
of
a
those
big
2
fan.
checks, but
I'm a big fan of like just saving the old man.
Yeah,
And
'cause you do
creating
get the-
creating the save and quit point. And then
Yeah.
and then when you go to places like Zora or Hobo or Guinness Cave, places where like walking out of that area is really slow, then I would just save and quit from that spot to the mountain cave and then walk up to Spec Rock later.
yeah. Though I think
You'd
the
always
save and quit
check
point-
it. You'd
Yeah,
always
this-
check it before like doing Eastern or something though.
Yeah, the save and quit point is a little less valuable when you have the flute from the beginning of the game, because you can get up the mountain almost just as fast. But yeah, it does have a little bit of value.
And Kay doing this in the other order, doing the back before the front. Gonna Death Warp here to get to Dark Cross.
But yeah, it is highly likely that our next progression is going to be up on the mountain here. So Lin, with any luck, heading towards that. On the other hand, if our progression is in the eastern area, then this may well be a lot of sunk time for Lin. That, I mean, it's not lost time, but could equalize a little bit.
I mean, this is basically like free checks. Like checking East Light Death Mountain is something that you can always be assured will almost always happen in every seed forever,
yeah.
Right? So it's the only
definitely
like time gain or loss is like how many trips it takes you to do it.
Yeah, and we do know that the mitts can't be up here, so he can't additionally get Dark Death Mountain from this. So yeah. We do know that.
Lin playing it fast and loose on the hearts here. I'm sure it'll be fine. Why does everybody hate Ice Rod Cave? What's wrong with Ice Rod Cave? I feel bad for Ice Rod Cave.
And Kaede additionally grabbing that mirror off of that early game fetch quest, as you said. Yeah, I don't know. I feel the other thing with Ice Rod Cave here is you can't combo it with anything right now, but you can if you get the boots, you can combo it into the flippers checks to set up that water walk.
Ah, that's not even. Yeah. You have the flute. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. It is a little faster, I feel, to set up that water walk and then run across the water than to set up the fake flippers and swim. I don't know. Maybe there is some utility in bundling those up together. Either way, Lin is entering the first boss of the race here.
Well, I'm not saying you would fake flipper. I'm saying that later when you have the flippers, you can just flute to the flipper checks.
Yeah, unless Ice Rod Cave is flippers.
Yeah, and then you just flute to 8 and swim. No fake flipper there either. I mean, all likelihood, Ice Rod Cave is just empty anyway. I think you're right. It's just so much more likely we're going to find the Moon Pearl in like Paradox Cave. At the very least, we'll certainly see Ice Rod Cave before somebody goes to Bolas Eastern. I'm sorry, Bolas Pendant Eastern. I'm sorry, Bolas Green Pendant Eastern.
I mean, that's how Eastern is in the vanilla game. Bolas Green Pendant.
Does that mean there will be a bow there?
I mean, in vanilla it does, but in rando, who can say? So right now we've sort of got the calm before the storm here with Lin checking Spiral Cave. Gonna be getting to that banger Paradox Cave pretty soon. 7 checks in there.
If the mini Moldorms will let us. Let's see if Kade's fight goes well as well. 3 hammer swings will do the trick here. Nice. Moldorm just hanging out on the left side. Did we get both items from Hera?
I didn't notice actually.
There was one on the first floor, right? I can't remember. Oh, uh-oh. Mountain's empty. That's not good. All right, so we're left with Ice Hard Cave, Sahasrarla's Hut, and Bolus, Green Fen, and
Yeah, I feel like you go Saha here.
No, you go Ice Hard Cave.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, that's what Lin's doing.
100% Ice Hard Cave. Honestly, I thought it was weird they didn't do Ice Hard Cave before just going up the mountain. Not that it would have made a difference. No help in Ice Hard Cave. Side note, Zora and Logic. Oh yeah, that's also true. Would you fake flipper to Zora instead of going into Eastern?
I mean, without Moon Pearl, you can't check Waterfall Cave, but it is the fastest way to get to Zora.
Yeah, I would never do that. I mean, Zora's in Logic just as much as Eastern is, but Eastern's just so many more chests, so many more checks, right? And you can like combo it with going to Sahasrarla, kinda. So that's nice.
Yeah, with an empty Paradox Cave is kind of like, in my opinion, it's one of the quickest ways the vibe of a seed can shift. It can feel like, okay, we're rolling, and it's like, oh, okay, all of a sudden there's like almost nothing left. Like all we got was Ether Medallion out of that.
Are you kidding me? How is this empty? Lin clearing up some of those checks Kaede had done. Looks like we're a bit more even than it has seemed so far.
Yeah, because now that both runners have sort of done all of the same checks, the time difference has sort of equalized itself out.
Really Lin's still a little bit ahead with
a little bit ahead just from slightly more efficient routing, but that difference is kind of minuscule in comparison to what it sort of appeared to be before.
Yeah, I think some of the slower strats he was doing when he was low on hearts and Hera cut into his time gain. All right, everybody going different places now. Kaede wants to do the fake flipper over to Zora. Maybe do a hobo check. Doesn't look like it though.
Yeah, I was thinking, yeah, hobo is the one that you could do. You could get a little more value out of it, but it is very slow. Very slow and out of logic.
It's like 1 second slower to swim from to walk from Link's house and swim over to Hobo than it is to swim from Ice Hard Cave. There's no help in Sahasrarla's hut. Okay.
Yeah, when you feel like you have to go Pendant Eastern or Zora, it's never a good feeling. Because it's like, okay, now I'm going into Pendant Eastern because I'm not going to not go to Pendant Eastern after checking Sahasrarla. But there it is on Moon Pearl Zora.
Okay.
Or on Zora Moon Pearl.
It was a good race, everybody.
That's not over yet. There could still be something in
what?
Eastern.
No,
I'm not holding my breath.
If you go into Eastern and get nothing, you automatically lose the race, right? I'm pretty sure that's how it works. There's no other.
It might be in the rules of tournament hard mode.
No, there's a lot of ways that this works out. Lin could find progression in Eastern, like a lamp in the first chest. Fun. Alternatively, Kaede might end up going to Eastern as well without the bow, depending on how hard this bow is to find. And barring that, there's still a lot of game left where time can be gained or lost in other situations. So this is like not super great for Lin, but it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, it's definitely early enough in the seed that a lot of things could make up the time difference, and the time difference isn't that huge because Lin also knows that, okay, after finishing Eastern, it's just a last location on that pearl, which isn't awful, unless he decides to check Hobo, which I can't imagine he does.
Or kill Aga. Everyone's had a moon pearl on Pyramid Seed before. I'm sure Lin is considering it already. Just a Bucknet in Cave 45. That's pretty gross location though. The moon pearl on flipperless Zora.
Yeah. I mean, flipperless Zora being required is always pretty
like I wasn't like a big fan of the fake flipper. Like I'm usually not, but I mean I would have fake flippered if we were looking for literally anything other than the moon pearl. Just because you could grab the waterfall fairy on the way.
Yeah, the randomizer doesn't care about that. Glitchless logic doesn't consider that even to be a possibility, so it doesn't care how cruel and unusual punishment it is.
Oof, the map in the Vinland Book key chest.
Yeah, that was the last thing that Lin could have pulled out of there that could have potentially been a big deal is if the book was in Eastern. That would have been pretty large.
The book? Oh, I would have said the bow. I think
the bow in Eastern
would have been the.
But
that would have been
the book gives Lin the mitts right away. But,
well, I would say the bow because like if Lin had found the bow there, that's the last place you ever go.
That's true. That is the place where the bow. Yeah, right.
Like so, like if the bow was there. And K just last locates it, it doesn't really matter how well the rest of the route went for Lin. But we did get a lamp there, so that's still a good thing.
Yeah. It doesn't change too much practically. Yeah, the lamp doesn't change too much practically, but it does sort of inform the logic a little bit. You know Pod is in logic. You know that the back of Eastern is in logic when you get the bow. You're not like waiting on it for anything, but practically it doesn't change too much.
It can be a big difference maker if like the fire rod ends up being fire locked itself.
Yeah, and then taking that lamp and chasing it here again. That's the reason you're going here instead of Zora, just in case you needed to do Eastern.
I really wouldn't be that shocked if we see Lin go kill Aga. I hope that doesn't happen though, because that's less recoverable. Than
it would be. That's a pretty big deficit.
It's at this point, it's pretty tempting because Zora is so out of the way.
Yeah,
and without the control, you can't do anything with it.
Yeah, and with the knowledge of where the mitts are too, there's not a whole lot that could like really drastically change the route of the Dark World progression because that's the hookshot maybe, but hookshot flippers I suppose. But yeah, without that glove to shake things up, an unnecessary Aga climb would definitely throw a big wrench in everything.
All right, nothing in Hair Basement. Where are we going, Lin? Okay, we're going Zora. Whew. Lin knows the final progression has to be either on the pyramid after killing Aga or on Zora.
Yeah, and if it's on the pyramid, you're basically counting on it being Moon Pearl. So nothing else really significantly opens anything else up, unless it's book, I suppose.
Yeah, book boots, I guess, would open something then. But I mean, it would have to lead to the Moon Pearl eventually.
Yeah, the hookshot is a good item to get, but if you get it before you have Dark World access, it actually does nothing for you if you've already checked the mountain.
Okay, Kaede moving on to the back of Thieves Town. We haven't found pretty much anything in the Dark World yet. But all that time Lin took doing Hair Basin and Eastern, like Kade's already full cleared South Dark World, which Lin is gonna do now as well. And all we have to show for it is that lamp. How can we turn the lamp to our advantage as Lin?
Well, if this was Minish Cap, you could use it to deal damage to enemies, but it doesn't even do that in this game. Which definitely threw me off when I first started playing. I was like, I could have sworn it did damage, but...
It's really finicky, though, when you're trying to light Gyptos on fire. Alright, Lin just gonna do the standard play. We'll going west over to Dig Game here. I was wondering if maybe he would do something less standard, like go into Catfish or straight to Pod.
Yeah, I mean this is pretty standard, but that's kind of because it's pretty good. You know, it's not a terrible option even if you are playing from a deficit, which Lin knows he probably is.
Well, that's what I was thinking though, is that Lin knows that he didn't make like the best possible route in the early game to get to the Moon Pearl, but the Moon Pearl was in such a location that he's probably thinking his opponent didn't do anything much better than what he did.
Book showing up in Blind Cell there, so that gives us access to Desert and Mitts. Yep.
Not that we really want them that bad. Not right now.
Right, but
like,
knowing that it's there gives you the knowledge. It's like, okay, now I know when I can pick those up.
Yeah. What are we going to do with the mitts? We can go to Super Money Cave and do the Smith sequence. Yay! Big chest skip. Kaede does not have a small key.
But the big chest does. And is what we can infer from this situation.
Yeah, Blind will never drop the small key, so it had to be in the big chest, and thus not even... You don't need to check it. Even if you could, which you can't, because it doesn't have a small key. The Mire area has like 3 overworld checks. I just mean that the mitts aren't like, finally, now I can do the whole game. It opens up very little at this time. We want to find things that go with it, like the hook shot or the
we're in a stage where we're wanting to clear dungeons now because we've got access to the Dark World. So unless the mitts are really required to clear your next dungeon, you're not too interested in picking them up early.
That's true. The lamp will give us access to Landmo. That is one thing that Lin may be able to do that Kaede doesn't. Of course, if Desert is just boots lock, then it didn't really matter. Alright, Kaede opting not to go after the front of Skullwood. It's going to go straight to the mitts here.
Yeah, this seed could end up becoming very interesting if Fire Rod is somewhere pretty... Yeah. If Fire Rod is Fire Locked, then that's pretty good for Lin here. Because right now, all of the time that is sort of trailing here is from that eastern dip. And if Kaede has to go do that, then that time goes back.
Yeah, it's hard to say like what's gonna happen. Like there's so many different things, so many different ways it can play out. Like maybe Kaede gets the bow and then goes to Eastern and loses extra time because now we're killing the Green Pendant boss. Maybe we get the bow first and kill the Green Pendant boss, but it also has progression. Maybe it's last located to get the lamp. Maybe the lamp was completely unnecessary and Kaede skips Eastern forever. Like it's really hard to say how's it going right now. I definitely give an advantage to Kaede at this moment.
For sure. Lin
but
is
it's
a
not,
lamp
certainly not
up,
over.
which is not a
Yeah,
bargaining chip.
like it's not the one you really want to be ahead by.
Yeah, and desert is boots locked, so
yeah,
we
so the
do need
lamp
to find those boots.
won't be helping us there right now. I didn't see it. It's too tiny on my screen. Who saw it? Anybody? Bombos. Okay, Bombos to open mire. No help in Mire Shev, just a dinky little shield, I guess.
Which is the only shield that we're releasing for the rest of the seed.
Is that right? We don't get Fire Shield even?
No, I don't think so. I think it's capped
gosh.
at Fighter Shield.
Oh, look at the bow.
All right, definite advantage to Kaede here.
Well, maybe not, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Because like maybe Kaede
yeah,
goes
Lin
to
is
Eastern with
Lin
the
is
bow.
coming up on the book here, so.
But then if Kaede goes to Eastern, the lamp probably isn't going to be good enough to just leave, right? It's like you stay and you full
But you
clear
do get
it.
pod as well, which is a nice
yeah, but
combo
Lin's going to
here.
get that too. Like that's not that doesn't mean anything.
I guess it does make the eastern dip a little more convenient because it's not like a separate trip for it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, one thing I can say for sure is Kade's going into pod first, so we're going to do all the dark rooms in pod. So that's like you can get really good at doing dark rooms, but it's always faster to have the lamp. So at least a little bit of time is going to be sent back over to Lin's side. Picking up our good friend Kiki the monkey. How did we name this monkey? Who named the monkey?
I think it names itself. It tells you its name in the vanilla game, doesn't it?
Is it named in the vanilla game?
I think it is.
I have not played the game with English text in many moons.
Now Jeremiah, on the other hand, that's
well, he was a bullfrog.
Yeah.
So that
Three Dog Night named.
He was a pretty good
that
friend of
character.
mine. Gary the old man, yeah. we need more made up names for the NPCs. There's always Bob, I guess. Yes, hello chat. We don't have a name for Hobo. Nobody has ever named Hobo, as far as I'm aware. He's just the Hobo, and that's the way he likes it.
So we got Kaede checking the bow-locked side of pod. We'll see where Lin decides to go after this. It seems relatively likely that he takes the book to desert just to grab the mids there.
Yeah, I mean that's like the clear place to go. I don't think it's crazy to like go over to Skullwood still though.
No, yeah, it would be exciting if Lin didn't do that, but I expect Lin to do that.
And there goes Lin straight to the midst. Lin has even more incentive to skip Skullwoods here though, because if Desert wasn't boots locked, he'd be able to full clear it where Kaede wouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
But they both made that same play of skipping Skull.
Which is probably where the boots are, ironically.
Oh, 5 small keys in the front of pod. Wonderful.
We can unlock everything. So we're coming up on the last of the checks here in Pod. We've got quite a few in the back here. We'll see if anything important shows up.
Why did he check Harmless Hellway first? That's so weird.
I mean, when you get all 5 keys in front, you know you're gonna have to check it anyway, I think.
No, it could have been the 6th key.
I suppose. I don't know. Maybe it's something he just likes to do.
Yeah, I just like I don't know. It was just a weird ordering thing. It doesn't really make a difference. Even if it had been a key, it's like you don't lose that much time by it.
Yeah, I think that's why you check that, and then you can go all the way over here without having to even think about coming back. Because if you don't get a key in any of the, if you do get a key in one of these, then you know you have to go back for it.
No, there can't be a key in the dark maze. The key had to be in the rupee basement or in Harmless Hellway. Lynn doing Smith sequence before checking the Mire area, though.
Yeah, this might be a little bit of that, you know, trying to be a little more aggressive, trying to do something a little non-standard, because, you know, if you just sort of do the obvious thing, you're probably going to be trailing. But, I don't know, overworld checks here doesn't make that much sense when Pod is right there.
Well, he doesn't have the bow yet.
Oh, right. Oh,
yeah,
he
because
didn't even do Mire.
Checkerboard.
Right, Mire area, right.
Yeah, so I thought the Mire area makes a lot of sense to do. Because you get 3 checks, they're relatively quick. It's like way more like item dense for like the time you spend versus Smith sequence.
In terms of proximity, though, like it doesn't really matter that it's in the same area as does it, because it's just as fast no matter when you do it. So it's probably gonna.
The other big thing though is you get the medallion information.
Yeah.
And you want that like as fast as possible.
Especially when you have one medallion.
Probably just go there right now though, after Smith sequence, which is unfortunately empty. Yep, straight to Mire.
Yeah, because the Smith chain is a lot of checks that you can afford to skip, but if it has something, you have to eventually do it anyway. You can get an advantage by doing it a little earlier. So I don't hate that play too much.
I think I'd like it more if we were playing like Key Sanity or something, where there's just more items we're looking for. But in an open 7-7, like you often get to skip Smith sequence. That's pretty common. So if you have something like even just a little bit better, I would choose that first. But I think you're right. I think Kaede probably ends up just doing Smith sequence later as well, and then it ends up being a wash. Dude, Kaede actually in a little bit of trouble here. How are you getting through this, actually? Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, that's a difficult dark room. There's not like theoretically there's a setup for it. I don't know if there is a setup that people do, but it's infrequent enough that it's not very commonly done in the dark. So if you've got only one heart, it's tricksy.
Oh, you're not going into Eastern? No, Kaede! Oh, that's not good.
Ooh, that's spicy. That's spicy now. Lin can.
Oh no, he's just gonna come back. He's just buying a potion and coming back.
Right, this is some time though. This is time Lin is probably not gonna have to spend under any circumstances. Though it is pretty heads up, you know, just drop the portal there. Oh, where are we going?
Okay, now I don't know what's happening. I thought I knew what was happening.
Woods.
Okay, sure. Yeah, no, that's terrible for Kaede. Like you already lose time, kind of have to like go all the way back to Helmasaur. But
yeah,
like if he had just gone into Eastern, then you get the lamp, and then you can just kill Helmasaur right then, and it's not as big a time loss.
Yeah, because I think part of the thinking is that okay, well, Pod isn't in logic right now anyway, so defeating the boss isn't going to be necessarily chasing progression. Okay, yeah, we're getting
yeah, here's a Smith sequence. So it ends up being a wash here for our players doing Smith sequence.
It definitely does feel bad to fail something and then go back to it right away because you're like, oh, I'm just spending twice as much time here. And so this is an opportunity to like, okay, I'll do something else and maybe it'll sort of bail me out of having to go back and do that right now. But in the end, I don't think it really would gain that much time because eventually we do have to finish Pod.
I'm still surprised to see K doing Smith sequence though over Eastern.
Yeah. I mean, it's
because Eastern's
dungeon.
4 items.
Why,
right?
why would you want to go to a pendant dungeon? That's
because it's 4 items.
But it's a pendant.
It's more items than what Kaede is doing now.
It's illegal to do pendant
and it costs
dungeon.
like the same amount of time. I have no idea about that. Actually, I've never actually timed the difference, but I feel like Smith sequence feels really slow every single time you do it.
Though you do have mirror and flute here, so it's about the quickest it can possibly be. Especially if you've already done Stumpy, K45, all of that stuff. And you don't have the boots.
Well, I guess it's 5 items, so we count pedestal. There you go.
Yeah, 5 items with pedestal. Yeah.
We just need all the other things, and then we can pull pedestal.
Well, flippers and fire rod are all that are needed for ped. So those are 2 items that, by the same token, cannot be on the pedestal. So the only, I think, progression item that we absolutely need that could be on pedestal, we could see ice rod, we could see hook shot, and we could see boots.
Medallions, I guess.
Yeah, medallions.
All right, Kaede finishing up empty Smith sequence here. Where do we go next? It's got to be Eastern, right? Where else are you gonna go?
Bombos tablet? He did pull, the sword out of
after Bombo's tablet. Then where are we going?
That actually probably was why Smith Chain came out, is pulling that sword meant that you could do Bombo's tablet, so it gives you an excuse to check it.
Yeah, sure. Although I guess the sword's out of logic.
Well, yeah, as far as Kaede's concerned.
Oh, get out of here, Burb. Nobody likes you.
Because Luna's gonna
not happening, Kaede. He wanted that magic, but it wasn't happening. And we are fake flippering to Waterfall Fairy, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 2 items. Anything to go back into Pod, I suppose.
Why would you just go to Eastern? Look, I hate Pendant Eastern. I avoid it like the plague, but in this situation right now, Eastern looks better than everything else. Oh, silvers are nice though. Like, how long would you just avoid doing Eastern here?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, are we doing Pyramid to Catfish next? We're apparently water walking to Hobo.
Yeah, this feels like a long time to not just go back in and finish the job. Because, I mean, you're not going to be at 1 heart again by the time you get to that room.
Why are silvers AG?
It's the... I knew this one.
I know it's a symbol on the periodic table, but
yeah.
Why is the symbol AG?
I wanted to say argon, but that's a completely different.
Is it like the Latin word for
like
silver?
Argent. Yeah, argent.
Is it's Latin?
Yeah. Yeah, Argentum.
What about iron? Why is iron Fe?
Ferrous, like ferrite. It's the same root there.
Okay.
As that.
What's another weird one?
Tungsten. Tungsten is W for wolfram.
What?
Because it was discovered by Wolfram Alpha.
Okay, now we're going to Skullwoods instead of Eastern. All right.
Yeah, it's
Why are you avoiding Eastern so hard? Like we know that it was just a lamp. I mean, there might be something. It is the lamp.
Like that's the thing, because as far as Kaede is concerned, finishing pod isn't logically required. So therefore, something else has to be logically required. And I would feel like you'd go to Pendant Eastern once you get those silvers. It's like, okay, well, at least I can full clear, get the green pendant, make quick work of the boss now.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not even like Kaede's only doing things that are in logic either. Like we just fake flippered to Waterfall Fairy and a hobo.
Yeah. No, the bow isn't even logic, or not the bow. It's not a bow in this. It's technically just the silvers. Yeah, it is odd that Kaede is really putting off doing that pendant dungeon dip. And Kaede doesn't really have any reason to make weird plays other than the fact that, you know, he fell to those turtles in the dark room. As Lin finishes off the boss here, and we get another piece
a very empty pod. I guess we got a sword, I guess.
Yeah, the sword's actually
it's fine.
Yeah, it's not bad, since we do know that one of them is locked behind the boots, so getting another one is relatively valuable. It's not quite as skimpy as it would be if we had a sword on a medallion tablet, because whenever that happens, you're just like really hunting, because there's like only one other sword you can get.
Oh, Lin going right back into Eastern. Okay, well, if Kaede doesn't want to go there, at least Lin will tell us what's here.
Yeah, like what sort of is left now?
We can go to the mountain and do Super Bunny Cave and Spike Cave and Ether Tablet. Fun. Is that it? Is that all we got?
Yeah, because you can't even do any
Graveyard Ledge is where we're going to see next from Kaede.
Yeah, we're going to keep Bumper Ledge. Yo, 3 bombs. That could be big.
Armos is looking really good, because we know Armos is an item and then Green Pendant's another item, so it's like double value.
Yeah, this is actually like, I actually kind of like this from Lin, just because like it's not a full Eastern clear because you did half of it earlier, or probably 2/3 of it. So.
You ever played Bioshock?
Oh yeah.
It's a circus of value.
Welcome to the circus of value. Which is, you know, that's kind of an odd name for anything, because like, being a circus of something is not, you know, a very common turn of phrase in my experience. So circus of value isn't even particularly clever. But we're seeing Graveyard Ledge here from Kaede as Lin is taking out the Armos.
Oh look, progression on Armos. If only somebody could have predicted this.
Wait, so what did Armos drop? I missed it.
Oh, it's flippers.
Flippers, okay. Nice. So yeah, that's a nice pull.
Flippers gets us lots of really awesome things. We can now do left side swamp.
Yeah.
And
and Pendant IP.
Nope. Can't do that.
Oh, yeah, that's true, because it's the one medallion we don't have, yeah.
Let's go hookless swamp.
Yeah, I feel like you go up, well, do you go up the mountain, though? Lynn's probably gonna check the flippers checks.
I don't know. I'd be really tempted to just go
Waterfall
straight
Fairy.
to. Yeah, well, you definitely do that first, but I'd definitely be tempted to go into Hookless Swamp before going up to the mountain for 3 things. Okay, 4 things.
We can also get Lake Hylia Island, which we have.
Was that
have
something?
we seen?
We've seen it. I don't remember what it was. Though.
I don't remember if it was something, but Lynn hasn't seen it. Or
okay, it was something.
Yeah,
Kaede going Pyramid to Catfish now instead of going into Eastern. I'm so surprised by this.
Yeah, this is a lot of overworld.
Like, what's the aversion to Eastern here?
And
if nothing else, like you can go back to Pod and do the dark room that you messed up earlier.
I mean, in this situation, I almost would want to do Pendant Eastern just to find out if Vanilla Pendant Eastern had vanilla boots on Zaha, because that would be pretty good value. You do get some footwear out of doing it, just not the boots. But yeah, this just feels like a lot of overworld checks to do. I mean, we are chasing some form of progression here, but yeah, I don't know.
All right, Catfish is going to save the day. Catfish is the best fish of all the fish. Give me something good.
That's what he had. I think it's still a generous gesture. It's the thought that counts.
I like to, Kate's going to the mountain. I like to come up with, like headcanon for things in the game. So I like to believe that Zora and Catfish are like fish in love. And Catfish was unfortunately stuck in the Dark World and separated from Zora, and that's why Zora overcharges for his items, because he's so depressed and he's taking it out on you, the consumer. And Catfish is so stressed out on being separated from his one true love of Zora that all he has left is a piece of a heart.
I mean, I would say a Moon Pearl is probably worth 500 rupees, though. That doesn't seem like that much of an overcharge for me.
All right, no help from Ether Tablet.
Yeah, up on the mountain, there's only 2 checks left for Kaede here, unless the hookshot is in Super Bunny. Oh, and there's one more. We haven't.
Super Bunny hookshot is pretty frustrating.
Yeah, technically we can get the floating island too, but
I think we saw that already. I don't remember it being
anything. I'm sure we've seen it, but I mean, technically it's available.
I'm looking at all the checks we have available, and the mountain is the last place I want to go. I would definitely have gone to Swamp first. Of course, that's not an option for Kaede, but Eastern is.
Yeah, the longer this goes on, the more strange it seems. Like
Fire Rod? Okay.
Fire Rod, that's okay. You're gonna lead back to Skull Woods now, but you want to leave Eastern until you go and do Pod, but you were already doing Pod, so like that's really devaluing the Eastern dip. Because like you already sort of had your chance to do Eastern, and now by not doing it again, you're like, yeah, I don't know. Doubling down on this seems a little questionable to me.
The Fire Rod is a very interesting thing to get next. So Lynn's coming up on the end of these, like, it's not the worst thing ever, but I guess I'll do it checks. And all he's going to have left are the worst thing ever checks. So he's going to have to choose between going up the mountain for essentially like 3 things and leaving everything else behind, or going to left side swamp, which is, you know, equally horrible.
Yeah, what was the... Did we see TR medallion?
I have no idea.
I don't think
I
we
guess not.
did.
Jaxie has not tracked it, so I don't think so.
Because Fire Rod also... Well, no, we don't have the cane, so...
Okay, we're going back to pod. And when that's nothing, then surely we'll go into Easter.
Meanwhile, Lin heading over to Catfish, gonna pick up the piece of heart there.
That's all Catfish has left.
Just a piece.
Every day that heart gets smaller and smaller. It's hard being separated from the one you love.
Yeah. I cry every time.
Where is Lin going after this, I wonder? I think it mostly comes down to how much do you hate Swamp?
Yeah, I mean, we also have to remember that Lin had a pretty lengthy search for the Moon Pearl earlier, so that's going to factor in a little bit at this point, though it has been about half an hour since that happened.
We're going Swamp! It's Swamp time!
Okay, Hookshot could still be in there.
Alright, so this is either really, really, really bad for Lin, or really, really, really good for Lin.
Yeah, the problem is there are a lot of other places that the hookshot could still be. And there aren't a lot of other things that Lin could find in Swamp that would be good to find in there at this point. Like, Boots would help a little bit, but it wouldn't be a game changer the way that...
No. Wait, we're just doing Bombos? Maybe when
we might do Bombos into Swamp.
We're probably doing Bombos before Swamp.
Yeah, I mean, if you do Swamp here, you do Bombos first. We'll see if he takes us all the way into Swamp, though I would guess he does. Because it would be a hard sell to just do Bombos here.
Okay, back to the portal. Here we go. I'm excited because there is progression on the mountain, but it's not good.
Yeah, it's not super hard progression. It's not.
It's let's soft. Go full clear the other two pendants and pull pedestal progression. And they're not even good full clears, right? We don't have Cane or Hookshot for Ice Palace. It's like the worst version of Ice Palace. Okay, Kaede finishes pod, and we go right into Eastern, right? Okay, alright, everything makes sense again.
Yeah, the fact that we know that Fire Rod is up on Dark Death Mountain means that the hookshot could... There are other places the hookshot could be now.
Yeah, this is... Like, having found the Fire Rod before the flippers is going to change everything for Kaede. Because when Kaede gets the flippers, Ice Palace and Skullwoods are going to look way better than Swamp. Because it'll be choice between a pendant, or between two pendants that I can full clear, and a crystal that I can't full clear, compared to Lin's choice of a crystal I can't full clear, and a mountain I can't full clear. It's a lot different weighting.
Yeah, and I suppose Kaede could take this into well, yeah, you could take it into Skull Woods and check the pedestal for us. That would be nice. Then we would know.
That would definitely make a lot of sense to do, like, right after this, but I'm not sure how many items we have left in Skull. So far, nothing helpful in Swamp. Just a couple checks in, though.
I would say I have a good feeling about left side, but my gut is saying something is in Ice Palace.
Yeah, knowing where the Fire Rod is, I agree with you. I think Ice Palace is a lot more likely. But from Lin's position, which is a one of limited information, I think he's making the same calls that I would have made.
I don't know why the runners don't just like watch each other's screens. Like if they're both doing it, it's still fair, right?
I don't think that tracks. But
so Kaede is going to make up a little bit of time here by having silvers. It's not going to be super significant, but it's going to be a little quicker than Lin.
Well, if you do that, though.
I mean, theoretically.
Okay, flippers get for Kaede Rukawa. And we're coming up on the end of Lin's journey through Swamp Palace here. 2 checks, no waiting. Heart container, not what we're looking for. Oh yeah, no hook shot. We're gonna go around the long way.
Yeah, it is pretty rare to see a heart container. We've seen a couple of those now.
This is the heart piece mode, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. There's only only 4 plus sync.
Oh, is there? Oh, there are still extra ones. I thought it was all heart pieces.
No, yeah, it's not all heart pieces. There are 4 full heart containers. 5 with.
Oh yeah, Kate's going straight. Oh, Bombos. That
opens Mire.
Mire, but we can't do it.
We can't do it all, but we could do the same thing that we just did. We could do another
important thing.
Partial crystal.
The important thing is that Bombos is hard required.
Yeah, that is.
So even though Lin didn't find what he was looking for, he didn't find anything that helps him right this second. Like, you're gonna have to go there eventually. And when you come back, when Kaede gets to Swamp, presumably with the hookshot in hand, going to left side Swamp is a much different decision at that point. Like, we may see Kaede just skip left side Swamp and think like, oh, there's nothing there, it'll be right, it'll be fine. And it won't be fine. Bombos also means that Lin can go into Ice Palace, which they were seeing him do now, without having to make that trip to the mountain.
Yeah,
which could be, again, very significant.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like, oh, it would kind of actually make sense to chase that medallion and go to Mire, but no, yeah, it opens up Ice Palace, so.
But we can't go to Mire.
Oh, yeah, right, because we need hookshot or boots, right? I always forget about that because by the time I get access to Mire, I usually one of those 2 things.
Maybe somebody will find a rail clip to get through the first room of Mire. Nothing on pedestal. Aw.
Moldorm bounce. Just spawn in a Moldorm.
It probably is possible in like Enemizer or something. You get there like a mini Helma in that room or something, maybe. Good luck finding a setup, though. Kaede Samaria in the back of Pendant's skull. Okay, this is again very significant because that's the kind of place that Lin's going to take a really long time to get to.
Yeah, and also, speaking of Lin taking a really long time, it's definitely going to be slowing down Lin's Ice Palace compared to Kaede's.
This also potentially gives us access to Ice Rodless Turtle Rock.
Yeah, this is very quickly turned into a seed with a lot of choices.
This is a lot of choices.
Nothing is very clear here. This is one of the most unclear seeds I've seen in a while.
I guess there was 2 items in Skullets, because there's no other reason for Kaede to be doing this.
Well, what if you need pedestal?
We checked it. It was nothing.
I didn't see it though.
It was nothing. Yeah, 2 items in the back.
Yeah.
Not even gonna get the pendant.
Not even for sentimental
No,
value.
thank you. How are you gonna mark that, Jaxie? How are you supposed to mark it? We killed the boss, but we didn't get the pendant. Good luck, tracker. Alright, cane in hand makes Ice Palace a much friendlier dip, because we'll be able to employ a brand new glitch that was discovered very recently called Icebreaker.
Yeah, it's still extremely new. But yeah, we might actually see a brief high five here. They might be opening that Icebreaker chest at roughly the same time. Yeah, Kaede's gonna get there
maybe.
later. Yeah, I'm not touching hookshot logic in this Ice Palace now. I'm way too rusty on how all of that works.
Oh, you'd have to tell me where the keys were. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, Kaede found the cane in the bridge chest of Skullwoods. So it was one small key in the accessible chest, and then a small key and a big key on the right side.
There are the boots, the big chest.
Okay, with that layout, the entirety of Ice Palace is in logic without the cane or the hookshot. Boots are a great pickup. That gives us that extra sword, and now we can finally finish Desert.
Yeah, I imagine we see Kaede do that, right? Because now Kaede can also do Mire.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Lin, on the other hand.
No, Kaede can't do Mire. We need Bombos.
Oh yeah, Kaede. Yeah, Lin has bombos. Kaede does not. Okay, there we go. That makes. Now this is interesting.
And Lin leaves without killing the boss. Was it because he knew there wasn't an item? I wasn't paying attention. Or are we just out of magic?
Yeah, that's...
It can't be magic. We have bombos. Yeah, I think he just decided that it wasn't worth killing because it didn't have an item. Although from Lin's point of view, there could still be something on pedestal, but worth a skip.
I feel like that's a fair gamble to make. Ooh, heading to Mire.
No, it's Desert.
Oh yeah, might be Mire, might be dipping Mire after this too though.
Yeah, that's fair thing to do.
Right, because yeah, without the fire rod, you don't go to Skullwoods. So yeah, there are a lot of things that are just really messy in this seed. A lot of weird things that both runners have done that make it hard for them to check.
Double dipping Mire's not the end of the world though.
No, it's not.
Like as far as like double dipping dungeons go, Mire is one of the better ones to double dip.
Yeah, but Lin has already double dipped 2 dungeons. He's double dipped Eastern, double dipped Swamp, or it will be a double dipped Swamp before this race is over.
Yeah, agreed. Going to the mountain for Lin is a really unfortunate thing that might be required, because currently you go to the mountain and what do you get? 2 items in Super Bunny. You can bonk to 1 in Hookshot Cave, and then Ether Tablets bite cave, right? That's
yeah.
really
I think like
gross.
worst case scenario for Lin here is probably like hookshot on Viddy or something.
Like you spend like 2 minutes climbing the mountain to get 5 slow checks and skip like 20 good checks. The Ice Palace was completely in logic, you guys. There was no hookshot locked or Samaria locked items in Ice Palace. So we have no information on hookshot location. It can still just be anywhere. We do not know the Turtle Rock Medallion. Kaede was the only one who went up there, and I don't believe that he peeked at it. Both runners did skip Cold Stare, yes. There was no item on the boss. Kaede knows that Pedestal is dead, and Lin is just gambling that Pedestal's dead. Nice one cycle with the silvers there, and Lamo gives us a map.
Oh, now we won't get lost.
I guess we already got everything. You don't think playing overwhelming percentages is gambling? Well,
if you can lose, it's
a good gamble, I guess. It can still backfire, which that's what makes it a gamble.
Yeah, so now Lin heading to check the right side here.
Oh, okay, that's what happened. Lin just did the boss first.
Which makes more sense in my opinion, because if you do get another item on the boss, then you're all good. Alright, so yeah, Lin now knows that everything is done, I think. Okay, not dipping Mire, which, you know, makes sense.
Booch checks, alright. So the question is, which comes first for Lin? Do we go to Skull Woods for 2 items in the back? Or
we have to go
do we
up
go to the mountain?
We have to go up the mountain before Skull Woods.
Oh, right, it's Fire Rod locked. Oh, the Kane's Fire Rod locked. Oh, this is hopeless.
Which is why I was saying probably worst case scenario for hookshot.
Yeah, this is hopeless. Lin just last locates going to the mountain.
Yeah.
Like, there's no other way this happens. I don't know. Like, I guess he can skip the Mire dip. Mire's not that bad though. I think you might just go to Mire.
Yeah, Mire could be good if we see the hookshot before Vitreous. If hookshot is on Viddy, that's terrible. That's just really super gross. That means you have to go up the mountain without the hookshot to go down the mountain to find the cane to go into the Mire.
Here's the Mire dip.
Yeah, I would say this makes more sense than going up the mountain, and it works out pretty well for Lin if the hookshot is in the front.
So Kaede definitely goes to No, wait. Oh, Kate's gonna go to Turtle Rock, right? Yeah, I mean, okay. So Kate's options are like left side swamp or ice rodless TR.
Like, right, because Kaede can't do
this is torture.
Yeah, it's
oh my
so
God.
hard to keep track of because like they're tiny things that each runner has been missing like the entire seed, and it's been ever evolving.
Fire Rod is in Super Bunny Cave, which requires a hookless climb to Dark Death Mountain. Oh, Kate's going to Swamp. We're going Swamp. Right?
Okay,
is it Swamp?
yeah.
Maybe
yeah,
it's Swamp.
It's
probably Swamp. What else would it be?
And Bombos, which Kaede has already done, so I doubt he's going to go check Bombos again, unless he wants to be very, very certain. But yeah, I think Swamp makes
this is
here.
Really good news for Kaede, because that was the big concern, is that Kaede would have the hookshot before coming to Swamp and then skip left side.
Well, yeah, it is good news, but I mean, how news is it? Like, what else does Kaede have?
Going to TR.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Which, in my
could end up
mind,
being
that's so
required
much less
anyway.
attractive than a hookless swamp dip.
Really? I would have
like-
gone to TR like 100 times before
I
going to
don't know.
left side swamp. I think this is a good news situation for Kaede to go to swamp here, but I think this is crazy. I would never have done this.
Like you're missing a lot of things. You need bombos, you need hookshot, you need ice rod. And so what are the chances that you're gonna hope that you can skip left side swamp?
They're all in TR.
I don't know.
Well, the thing is, it's not doing left side swamp that's the problem. It's doing left side swamp the super slow hookless way, and having to open the swamp front door multiple times, which is again really slow. So like we were talking earlier about how Myra's not that bad a dungeon. Myra's not that bad a dungeon to double dip. Swamp is one of the worst.
I'm pretty sure swamp is just the worst.
Not TR.
I don't think
I think TR is probably still worse, but. The TR has a lot more items.
Right?
There's a lot more items in TR. Yeah, if all you're missing is the ice rod.
Yeah, like sometimes you can get away with saving the portal at the very end. So TR is kind of a special case. But at the same time, Lin made the hookless swamp gamble a long time ago too. So
well, it was a different situation though. The things Lin was choosing between were different than the things Kate's choosing between now.
Yeah, I mean there is
like
a lot
because Lin chose left side swamp over going to Super Bunny and then saving and quitting, right? Where Kate's choosing left side swamp over doing TR, which is what, minimum 5 items. Unfortunately, the answer probably is TR. But getting bombos before
as we
going
were saying,
there is
right? If it's between swamp and TR, and you're claiming TR is a worse double dip, you're kind of like hoping that you don't have to double dip one of them, right? Either you find the hookshot in swamp, or you find the ice rod in TR.
Yeah, but the whole TR double dip is like a bigger time loss, but TR gives you a lot more opportunities for it to not be so.
Yeah, there are a lot of things in the back that are hook locked in swamp.
First of all, there's just more items in TR versus just left side swamp like this. So you're a lot more likely to find the progression you're looking for. And then also saving the portal is an option because we haven't killed Aga. That is a thing that we might be able to do this seed. And then there's one more item in Hookshot Cave as well, so it's just a tiny little bit more value for going up there. You like this played if Kaede has any significant reason to feel behind. He does. Yeah, that's true, he does. That probably did play into his decision making for sure. Kaede died on the way to Helmasaur in the dark earlier, and then spent a large amount of time not going to Eastern, only to have to go to Eastern eventually anyway. And that kind of thing can definitely have an effect on how you see your position in the race.
Yeah, both runners have last located something pretty much. Lin wasn't technically a last location because Pyramid Ledge is still an option, but last located Pearl on Zora, and then Kaede sort of last located the Flippers. So it has been a slobber knocker.
Bomb stair thing that Lin just did. Oh,
yeah,
you're talking about super speed. Yeah, so if you're in a super speed state on a manual staircase, if you are holding something, you go fast. Usually you'll see runners do this by holding their sword out and then hook dashing to activate super speed. But because we don't have the hook shot, so what Lindwa did was he did spin speed instead to activate the super speed state, and then carried a bomb to move fast on the stairs.
Ooh, yeah, Lin is gonna dip that one item in Hookshot Cave. Does Lin hover at all?
I don't know.
I guess we'll find out soon, because you at least give it a shot here. Looks like the answer is no.
A lot of people don't hover, and even the people that do hover, very few of them can do it so consistently that like you just go for it, you know?
Yeah, I like you used to see more and more people. It used to be like, okay, yeah, there's like a handful of people that even ever try. But yeah, nowadays you never know who's gonna give it a shot in Hookshot Cave.
Like if you're so consistent at it that you're like, oh yeah, I can definitely do this in at least 1 or 2 tries, then there's no reason not to do it in Hookshot Cave. But if you're not so consistent, like you can do it, but it might take you a number of tries.
Yeah.
It's like oftentimes it's better to just ignore it and move on.
For sure.
Unless you're playing against somebody you know is really good at hovering, then maybe that might factor into your decision. All right, Lin with no choices left, I don't think.
Yeah.
Maybe Pyramid Catfish? I don't think we've seen Pyramid Catfish from Lin, right? No, we saw Catfish.
We saw Catfish,
right?
Not Pyramid. Well, he might have peeked at Pyramid at some point.
I don't remember him doing Pyramid.
He definitely didn't do it after Catfish.
But either way, his best option right now is Skullwood, so that's where we're headed.
Yeah, he's gonna find that. I wonder if he's gonna bother finishing it for the other item. He could choose not to, but he's also probably gonna know that the other item is there because he's done the front, right?
Yeah. I think he definitely stays for the second item. Because, like, he gets the bridge chest and gets a cane. Great, awesome, require progression. Now what?
Well, you go and finish Meyer, right?
You go finish Meyer. I don't even know if there's an item on Vitreous, but if there is, it's just the one item. And then the only other thing you have after that is Ice Rodless Turtle Rock.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're going to stay in Kill Mopula.
Yeah, because you're close enough to go mode now. Though you do still need to find the hook shot. Yeah, you're looking for enough things that you definitely don't make that gamble.
I'm really glad Lin's killing Mopula, because I would look like such a jerk if he left.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Koi, what are you talking about? Stop predicting things, Koi, you idiot. Just watch the good players.
Yeah, this doesn't take enough extra time that it's worth the potential of skipping one of 2 items that you desperately need.
Intentionally lost sword beams there. I don't want you guys to think Lin's like bad at the game or something. He on purpose dashed into those spikes.
So how many double dips of dungeons have we seen in this seed? It's been a lot.
Everything, right?
Yeah, we definitely double dipped ice.
No.
We've seen.
Let's say we definitely double dipped
of Eastern.
Yeah, we'll start from the beginning. So Eastern was double dipped, Desert was double dipped, Hera was double dipped, Pod was double dipped, Swamp is always going to be a double dip. Skull's double dipped. Thieves, no, we've single dipped Thieves. We single dipped Ice and double dipped Meyer.
Meyer.
And unless we find an Ice Rod soon, it looks like we're going to double dip TR as well.
Yes, it seems like only the 2 dungeons that are most immune to double dips, I feel, in Thieves and Ice.
Yeah, he dashed into the spikes to drop his sword beams so that he could slash Motula more freely. It's very difficult to slash when you have sword beams because the sword beams will often overwrite your slash damage and it does way less.
So yeah, Lin close on Kaede's heels here. Have we also equalized the item difference? It appears that we have. And we're all kitted out to the same spec.
Why are we not checking the big chest? I don't know. Maybe we got pulled items? I just assume that the runners know what they're doing.
Yeah, sometimes if one runner does something, it's a mistake, but if both runners do something, I've never seen both runners make the same mistake in a race. If they both do something, it was on purpose.
I guess they didn't get both items because there was a second item on Vitreous. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to the routing. I'm not sure why they routed it the way they did.
It's probably because they're smart.
Oh, I'm sure.
Again, if they both did it, there's no way it's a mistake. Absolutely impossible.
Okay. What else can we do? We gotta go to TR now.
Yeah, it has to be TR. I mean, you may have to double dip it, but yeah, I think you have to go to TR next no matter what.
And Kade's gonna get there first.
Yeah, this is definitely slight edge to Kaede here. After everything.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I thought Lin had the better route so far, but everything kind of like was terrible enough that nothing really mattered. Kaede with a slight lead.
Yeah, I think Lin lost a lot of extra time sort of getting up to the mountain to get Fire Rod. Definitely like check a lot of stuff though. Kaede getting dead rocked here. This is close enough that Lin could overtake here. If that dead rock kept being a problem. Oh right, no hookshot. Obviously. So why is Lin going up the mountain the slow way? Because it's the only way.
Yeah, this is a required hookless climb of the mountain to get the Fire Rod, which then led to the cane, which then led to reclimbing the hookless climb of the mountain to go into TR, which must lead to our hookshot. That's so gross.
Yeah, like we do have to bear in mind though that now that we have the boots, killing Aga 1 and grabbing the mushroom is an option.
There's a mushroom on Lumberjack?
Yeah, that's what people have been saying. I didn't see it, but I'm trusting
I never
everybody.
even saw that. I didn't know that existed. Oh my goodness. Okay, Kate's gonna hover.
No, it just doesn't like jellyfish.
Yeah, this is a hover. Okay. I don't see the point of this, honestly. Like, even if you could do this really consistently.
Yeah,
because
I mean,
you know that progression's in TR. Like, there has to be progression in TR.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, enough things have gone wrong that I think both players are kind of reaching for Hail Marys a little bit.
Well, I mean, even if the Ice Rod's in here, it's not that big a deal because you could have just done this after TR and then gone
like,
right back into your portal.
Ice Rod would be the one thing. Like, Hookshot would be another, but obviously Hookshot is impossible to win those chests.
It does save you a double dip, but the portal, you can't go back to your portal. Oh yeah, you can't go back to your portal. You're right. I'm sorry.
Oh, right,
in that situation, it does make way more sense to hover. Because the Ice Rod would save you tons of time. Unless you think the hookshot's just in here.
Yeah, you can't go back to
matter.
the portal if you're going to Dark World location, yeah.
What if Ice Rod was in Hookshot Cave? Right, well, if Ice Rod's in Hookshot Cave, then the Hookshot is in TR, and then you would be able to just save your portal and go back anyway. It's not ideal, but I don't know. I guess it just depends on like how quickly you can get those hovers done.
Kaede went the wrong way around.
We're consistently ignoring the mushroom. We're not doing it, the runners are doing it.
I mean, there's no if it's on mushroom, you just know both runners are gonna last located too. Like it's not really an option that as a runner you consider too strongly because it's like there's no world in which your opponent goes for that and finds it first. You know? It's guaranteed last location doing AGA 1
yeah,
for mushroom
like,
4 hook shot. Like,
not last locating the mushroom. Oh, there's our hook shot. Not last locating the mushroom is more of a thing that you'll see in like a large group race on the SG dailies when nobody really cares, right?
Yeah, someone is like, oh yeah, what's the? It's not if it's not a 1v1, then there's like you can get a lot more value potentially. It's like you don't have to beat one person. Like just one person has to do it. You know.
Lynn's hoping for ice rod and hookshot cave here. Kaede missed that last check, so I guess we'll get to find out what it is. It is the ice rod, of course it is.
Goes straight for it.
Why wouldn't it be there?
It's interesting because like that's not well, is it the path that I usually take? Actually, it might be.
Yeah, because he already did the other one. He bonked to it earlier. Well, chat, that is go mode for Linlinlin. And advantage to Lin.
Yeah, for sure. It's not a huge difference though, because we're gonna see. I didn't take note of any of the times here, so we're gonna need to pay attention to something else for that time difference.
Okay, so Kaede gets the hook shot.
Oh, this is gonna. This feels so silly for Kaede,
because he only has that one check left, so he's less incentivized to like mirror and go back out like Lin just did. But he will be able to save the portal and still do this. But yeah, that sucks because you have to to do that.
Go to Dark World to get to Hookshot Cave.
Yeah, we didn't kill that guy. The portal only disappears if you create a new portal or if you save and quit. So what you can do is if you go to the Dark World, you can just die and then choose to save and continue, and then the portal will still be there. But it's not good. Like it's still not great because he has to go finish TR and to save the portal because his last dungeon is Swamp, and that would create a new portal and kill his old one. Kaede would have been in a better shape if they had hovered to the ice rod. Well, I think you could make the argument that he would have been in better shape if he hadn't hovered at all, too, right?
Yeah, I mean, he would have been able to
have the same play Lin did.
Yeah, how many times did he try hovering for that last chest?
Just the one time,
just
right?
one? Okay, yeah. Because like you could be like, okay, maybe you give it 2 tries, but again, that was before any of TR, so it's like, yeah, how many tries do you give this before you're just like, okay, it's probably all in TR? I don't know. Yeah, this is definitely a very, very interesting race because like both runners being put in positions where they had to make some weird choices.
C was just gross.
Yeah, this is again like double dips of every single dungeon other than Thieves Town and Pendant Ice. But all dungeons cleared too, like. We did pick up a...
Does Kaede even go back to Hookshot Cave here, though?
Oh, yeah. Eventually.
I mean, well, eventually he has to eventually, but I mean, like, right this second. Like, do you bother going back to the Dark World, going all the way back up to Super Bunny to get one item in Hookshot Cave?
I think, no, there's too much in the back of...
Or do you just go to Swamp and assume it's a required double dip?
Okay, yeah, you do check Hookshot Cave.
No, he's leaving. Yep.
Okay, well. I think the fact that he didn't
if he hadn't done the hover, then
then
he would do Hookshot Cave right then, right?
Yeah. If you hadn't done the hover, you probably would have done hookshot cave.
And then,
okay,
so I think if we let's rank all the things that could have happened, right? So the worst thing that could have happened is you do the hover, but you get everything but the ice rod, and then you leave hookshot cave behind. Like, what happened here? This is bad. Second best is you don't do the hover at all, and then you go back to hookshot cave and you get the ice rod then. And the absolute best thing that could have happened is to just get the ice rod with the hover the first time. So confirmed, hovering is the best option and the worst option.
A little inverse bell curve. Yeah, so Lin is going to have to do all of TR again, but so is Kaede. So, yep, advantage for sure Lin here.
Why is going to hookshot cave lose your portal? It doesn't lose your portal.
Hookshot. It would if we didn't have hookshot, because we would have to climb the mountain via the mirror.
Yeah, and then using the mirror creates a new portal and kills your old one. But Kaede could have, if he had so chose, to re-enter the Dark World, reclaim Super Bunny, hookshot to that last chest and hookshot cave, get the ice rod, and then death warp off of the Lionel or run into the pits or whatever, and then reclimb the mountain going the hookshot path and jump down to the portal at Laser Bridge. Yeah, but then he would still have to then go do swamp and then come back and climb the mountain again anyway.
Yeah, so it's still a lot of time spent. Basically, Lin got the best of it by having to check all of hookshot cave right after getting the hookshot and having ice rod the first time. Which, like, honestly, I feel like not doing that is kind of a gamble in that situation. Less so for Kaede because there was only one thing left in hookshot cave. But you don't want to go through all of Turtle Rock and not find the ice rod when you could have checked.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. First, I agree with what Kaede did.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing Kaede did wrong was failing the hover to the last check. But like, it's not like he knew. Choice. It's not like he knew the ice rod was there.
should have chosen to not fail the hover instead. That's what I would have done.
Yeah, like a lot of rando is trying to make the best call with the information that you have, and I think Kaede has done that. It just happened that it didn't work out.
Yeah, like sometimes you're gambling on item location, sometimes you're gambling on your ability to make a trick like that. And again, these runners have been on the back foot so many times in this seed that like a lot of those gambles have seemed attractive.
You'd also argue that Kaede hovering 2 out of 3 checks was bad because they would have mirrored after Lava Chest. Yeah, but I mean,
but also
the thing is though, Kaede didn't do the hover thinking I'm only going to hover 2 out of 3 checks and then leave. That's not what happened.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Kaede was intending to hover the whole thing, failed twice, and said, "Okay, screw it." Like that's a very different situation. Sometimes like things happen and you just have to go with the flow. But sure, if Kaede had intentionally decided to fail that hover, then I would say that was a mistake and he shouldn't have done that. And there's that ice rod. Kade's like, ugh. And with that, Lin has his 7th crystal, which is going to open Ganon's Tower. In Ganon's Tower, there are 22 item locations, one of which will contain the big key that he needs to finish the seed. If you'd like to guess where the big key is, now it's time to do it. That's why everybody's spamming numbers. So make sure you spam your number to 1 through 22, and we'll follow Lin's route through the dungeon.
I'm gonna go for a spicy 20. Not spiciest, but I'm thinking we're gonna see a late GT big key here.
Oh, that's an interesting take from Nobly. Nobly saying that it made sense to leave after getting the hookshot, regardless of whether you're going into Hookshot Cave right then or not, because all you have left is Swamp and the rest of TR. So if the Ice Rod's in Swamp, then, you know, that's perfect. If the Ice Rod's in Hookshot Cave, all that happened is you open like 2 extra chests in Swamp. And if the Ice Rod's in the back of TR, like all you did was like check the rest of Hookshot Cave. It's no big deal. So like in all situations, it was the best play to just leave after getting a hookshot. That's a really great like watch it back and realize, oh, that makes so much sense.
In the moment, that decision is so much.
Yeah, that's not quite as easy to make that decision in the moment, because it really only applies if the hookshot is found that early in Turtle Rock, right? Like if it had been later in Turtle Rock, it doesn't make as much sense to leave. And you know, when you walk into Turtle Rock, you're always expecting what you're looking for to be on Laser Bridge, right? So it probably came as a surprise, like, oh, hookshot, okay, and then you make a decision then. Okay, wait, lid. Okay, we're good. We got it. Nice magic drop. Very convenient.
So that's what? That's 11 total checks that we've done?
Sure. I don't know.
So this is 1. Then we got 4 and 4. And then 2 in Hope Room.
I always do the random rush route, where you just go straight to random room and skip Hope Room. All right, Kate's starting on the right side as well. You lose to Lin by 10 minutes if you do all the same things. Don't we all?
Kaede is definitely not doing the same things.
No, this is a huge gamble for Kaede here.
The problem
I kind of hope it works out, but I kind of hope it doesn't.
It would be exciting if it did. The problem is Kaede still has to pick up a couple small keys, which won't be a huge problem, but
yeah, you just go over to the thingamabob. Ah,
well, there's all the small keys. I wonder if you go full right here. You could go full right. That would make it closer.
Not close enough.
21 it is. And with Tempered Sword and Silvers, we're as kitted out as this seed will allow us, so we can't expect too much variance in terms of performance as we climb the mountain here. Mountain meaning GT.
Lin did the Pink Magician, right?
I am not up on.
Well, Lin went to Stalfos room and then
yeah, it was definitely right Stalfos room right side.
Yeah, that's Pink Magician.
The most standard in my experience.
Usually people just call it like the Dark Magician route now because the original Dark Magician route was lost to time. Nobody does it anymore.
It got too dark. Yeah, honestly, I kind of like going full right after Gambling Tile Room. Because it's like, okay, if you're going to do one thing that's weird, at least do something else that's slightly non-standard as well. Like,
you could do,
because like, if it's not late, you lose either way.
Yeah.
This way you make up a little bit of time.
So you're describing the Living on the Prayer route.
Yeah.
It was Kern's invention, and the way the Living on the Prayer route worked is you do Hope Room first, and if you don't get a small key, you do Tile Room. And then if Tile Room has a small key, you go to Compass Room. And the idea being that Tile Room confers an advantage if it has the big key, of course, but also if it has a small key, because you would be able to get to Compass Room faster than any other route.
Also, meanwhile, Kaede going up without a single small key in the inventory.
What? I'm sure it makes sense.
I mean, if there is one on the top, then Kaede could get bailed out.
Did Kaede do full right? Or did he go to
full right? Went full right.
Oh, did he open the big chest at least?
No.
Okay, maybe he knows something I don't.
I mean, you already gambled Tile Room. You sort of feel like, okay, either there's something there and I get bailed out, or I lose either way, you know? I don't know. Because Lin won't even give us the knowledge of if there's a key waiting for Kaede.
Well, Lin did 21 checks. So there has to be a key up here, I think.
Okay, yeah, so.
Because he would have an extra key if there wasn't. I think. Well, no, maybe not because of the big chest, right? Because the big chest would have the last key.
But again, it's like 3 to 1. Three to 2, I guess, because there's that chest there.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Ooh, really nice pattern there.
Yeah, it's a friendly pattern right there. This one's less friendly, but it's still not terrible.
Oh, that was close. Unless one of those.
That's pretty tough to get a triple off of that pattern.
Yeah. But wouldn't it have been exciting? That would have been
I don't
cool.
think you can get a triple off that pattern with a spin. You'd have to do slashes. Okay,
almost running out of magic there.
Don't do this to me.
It's a vaguely key-shaped object. Nope. Okay, so one more chance.
One
more chance.
Is aware of the key situation at least.
Yeah, I mean, even if you don't notice at the beginning, you notice on the way up, and it's like, okay.
Yeah.
No,
that's
over.
not good.
At this point, you're like, okay, yeah, it's over. Like,
I mean, you're just like ready to forfeit, but your opponent hasn't finished yet, so you just keep going.
At this point, though, you've lost so much time that it's like, okay, there's no chance, right, that they lost even more time than that.
Yeah,
so
it's really
like,
unfortunate.
Yeah. It could have been hype though. Could have been a really close finish. And not even going for another key. Or no, it did get the key. Never mind. I missed the key being grabbed.
It was on the torch.
Right. Yeah. I just didn't see Kaede go downstairs. Thought he went just straight up. And magically had a key, and I was like, okay, something must have happened.
Yeah, I don't think it's realistic that Kaede knew he was missing a key when he started the climb, guys. You would just go grab a key real quick. It doesn't take that long.
Yeah, that's one of those things you notice halfway up, and it's like, I can't go back. I gotta hope. That's not a play you make hoping that it's gonna be the advantage that gets you the win.
And there goes Ganon. Linlinlin takes first place in game 1 with a time of 1:54:17.
That is a long second. Almost 2 hours.
That was pretty terrible. Like for Open 7-7, that was like super bad.
And we are joined in the booth by Linlinlin. How are you doing? How are you holding up?
I'm doing okay, I guess. It wasn't a good seed, a great seed.
The whole time we were watching, we're just wondering, like, why don't they just go to the places that have the progression? Can you tell us why you didn't just do that?
Okay, let me tell you something. There is no way the game is giving me a mirror and a lamp and not put the Moon Pearl in the Hera basement.
Right? Yeah. Oh man. Like Kaede was super far ahead early on because Kaede opted to do the fake flipper over to Zora before going into Eastern. So he was like full clearing Thieves Town by the time you finally got your Moon Pearl. But everything just came to a head like 4 more times because every item was like in the worst place it could be for some reason.
I like dipping my Pendant dungeons. All of them required.
Yeah, like it started off, it was the Moon Pearl that made a difference. Oh, and then Bombos came into play. You pulled that out of Left Side Swamp early. Fire Rod. There's so many items that became hangups for one or the other of you.
And we're joined by Kaede as well. How's it going, Kaede? GG.
Hello, GG's Lane.
GG's.
So Kaede, we
what
have
am
to
I
ask,
doing?
we have to ask because chat's harassing us. Even though it didn't really make a big difference in the end or anything, you did not know about the keys, right? When you were climbing GT.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Chat's trying to say like, oh no, he was gambling it. Like, there's no way.
Absolutely no. Oh man, I missed the hover for the ice rod also at the end. Whatever.
Yeah, so what had happened, Lynn, was Kaede hovered Hookshot Cape before going into Turtle Rock, but missed the hover to the chest that actually had the ice rod twice, and this had just gave up on it and went into TR. And then because there's only one item left in Hookshot Cave, he didn't leave like when you did to go check Hookshot Cave real quick.
At this point, the only 2 things that could have burned me if I didn't leave were the Pyramid Ledge and the mushrooms. So like, now what? Let's just leave now.
Like this seat.
And Hookshot Cave. I mean, yeah.
I was expecting it to be the mushroom, to be honest.
At some point, you just start hoping it's the mushroom, right?
Yeah. Like 1 hour 40 and still not in go mode. What is this?
When I was very low on checking, like, okay, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna just kill Aga. No, find something. And then same over and over.
Yeah, this was definitely like in my experience there are sort of 2 types of races, right? One of them where it's it's decided a lot by execution. One person plays really well and the other person can't catch up. And then there's ones that are determined by decisions, and this was definitely very decision heavy. Like, there's so many choices that you each made at different points, and they were all equally valid. And like, and it came pretty close at the end, which is crazy.
Yeah, at least I'm glad from my side that it was really close. But we'll see next games.
Yeah.
Maybe I screw it up a little bit more and I get completely destroyed. We'll see.
I mean, right up until the end, right? Like, I think you were actually ahead when you guys were going into Turtle Rock, Kaede. And then the ice rod shenanigans lost you some time. But then even after the ice rod shenanigans, you weren't even that far behind at the top of the mountain, which is incredible because of how much time you lost in pod.
Yeah.
Like, I think for a lot of runners that death in pod, that's like the nail in the coffin. Like, it's unrecoverable at that point. But you clawed your way back to make it close at the end.
I was aiming for Easter Palace completely, but I decided to skip it, and that's because of the death in pot.
I was really surprised by the Easter delay, for sure.
Yeah,
I was expecting you to just go right back in afterwards.
Because of the death there, I just decided to leave it.
Well, I think it's safe to say though that it didn't make that big a difference though, because with where the items were, you probably would have gone and done all those checks anyway before making that the chain that finally led to the King of Samaria.
Yeah, maybe the big difference was rushing for some reason Dark Mountain, getting the fire rod, and then rushing Ice Palace with the Samaria. Imagine doing that in this city. It's
yeah, there was a significant time save having Samaria before going to ice for sure.
Oh my god, this shit was really bad.
Yeah, 182 collection rate is high.
Yeah, for an open hard seat, you don't expect it to be more than 140 or so. At least me, I expect it to be less than at least 130 or a little bit less. But this one, it was something.
Yeah, I think we saw double dips of what, like 8 out of 10 dungeons. It was immense.
For me, it was both Thipstan, because I'm starting to mix other seeds. I played earlier today, and all dungeons.
Yeah, you guys didn't do all the same ones.
I mean, the only first one was just desert, I guess. But
Schoolwoods, desert, swamp, pod for me, Turtle Rock, 5.
Pretty horrifying.
I think for me it was only Pod and T-Stan that was able to single dip. That's it. And ice, I guess. But yeah, that's double dip all the other ones. That was great.
We didn't have to kill Aga, at least, right? Can't be the worst seed ever if you don't kill Aga.
Yeah, not all bosses.
Yeah, and if nothing on pedestal, it can't be the worst seed ever. Uh-huh.
All right, guys. Well, that was a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much for putting that on for us, and good luck in your next match. Do we know when that's going to be?
No.
Not yet. Okay. Well, we will stay tuned to the schedule for whenever that is going to happen. But again, thank you guys, Lin and Kaede, Rukawa. Make sure to give the runners a follow, chat. You deserve it.
Yeah, thank you for the rest team and the tracking. And GG's again, Lin.
Yeah, GG's. Thank you very much for.
Yeah, we'll see when we play the second game.
Okay.
Yeah, and speaking of other races, we do have one more race going up tonight on SpeedGaming, and that is going to be CS Tutor versus Flip Heel, and that is, I believe, game 2 of that match. So stay tuned for that. That is going to be at 8:10 Eastern Time.
All right. Well, I think we're ready to close it down. So, Asmar, thanks so much for coming with me, buddy. I really appreciate you.
Yeah, likewise.
And Jaxie on tracking as well. Thank you so much. And chat for being here. You guys are awesome. And again, thank you to the runners. I think I'm going to go now. So goodbye, everybody. Have a wonderful day and play more rando.